is Yona and welcome to your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast for it! Hello, what's up, I miss you guys so much. And we're it's already April and oh my goodness, which is so hot here. I don't know why, because well, as we all know, we are facing climate change and everything. Okay, baka cancel ako dito dahil totoo naman yung sinasabi ko eh. So, anyway, on top of that, and we're gonna finally have the usual / traditional trend in the Your Kuromatoki platform, and which is our first impressions on the current PreCure season. So yeah, so this time we're gonna discuss about wonderful PreCure and how the season shake everything up, diba? And speaking of animals, and as we all know that the season's themes are the bonding between humans and animals, with the secondary theme of animal cruelty and the pit bulls. So very timely indeed, because that a lot of people are really hate animals. Like, how do they do that? So I'm going to give it an example. And speaking of animal cruelty and animal abuse, here's a warning here. If you don't wanna hear anything about it, please skip this part and move on to the usual impressions about the current PreCure season. Or if you're an animal lover, but at the same time an advocate who loves animals and hates people who are using animals as whether being a picky cause of a problem in this life. So, wow, this was for you. And I'm gonna tell you because Part F is way different compared to the previous seasons of Lucky. It's a bit kind of dark and very serious, only to understand that. So yeah. So let's start here with I'm just gonna one example. I'm gonna fix a sample. The recent killing of, I forget the name, just go, of a golden retriever by a certain fascist, can you imagine? A neo-fascist lad killing a dog breed who was actually missing at the time and wanted to defend in the same claim or excuse defending his kid something. That was the cause of uproar both online and offline, and that was the one thing that's unfortunate, that that man has to be an actual neo-fascist who hates animals. See, that's the work of neo-fascist people. Neo-fascists are everywhere now, even here, diba? And what the heck he did to the poor golden retriever? He beat it to death. And what's worse, the said golden retriever was put in a sack of rice, not a sack of flour, sack of rice into the ground, and mercilessly killed in an instant. So this is what caused the uproar between people offline, especially the dog lovers and pet owners, and even Janelle Salvador. yes, as we all know, yes, the aka the other half of the Janela duo. That's right. Who is also an animal advocate and a pet owner. So she was so mad about it, and as we all know, that she really said that those psychos deserve to put in jail. Oh no, or should we say they have a special place in hell because the devils love to kill people, or people and animals alike. This is no different from Div killing people. There are monsters dressing up as people, not gonna lie. They are everywhere, come on. And that thing was said a couple of days or a few weeks after Wonderful PreCure premiered. And at the same time, that our considering that the current PreCure leader is a dog, an actual dog, meaning to say that, can you imagine? I mean, no, very coincidental. Very, very coincidental indeed. That this incident, this very unfortunate and very mad, you know, rampaged incident happened after, a few days or so after the season started. So, what could we be, they had to face a charge? There is a law here that prohibits killing or selling animals and putting it on nothing you're doing in a fight or whatsoever. Yeah, there's a law here, and it has bigger fines, and if you're proving that you're killing a certain animal, you gotta be jailed. And I think it might be. That is why I'm all for the life imprisonment, not death penalty. No, I am against death penalty. If you that is just no different from guillotine, guillotine or whatever. No, it's just I would rather in favor of life imprisonment, because now they have a special place in hell, not in a non-lethal way, or killing a person is no way no different from killing an animal. They are the same. They're almost the same, but different methods. And every time I see animals or dogs, particularly dogs, now who are fellow folks of Komogi or Wonderful, it makes me both, makes me so angry. I don't know, yeah, it makes me so mad, worried and angry. Why did they do that, diba? If they don't wanna set you aside to take care of you, please don't. Please don't. Do not use it as your aesthetic, diba? Don't dare use that as your freaking personal aesthetic, or else you maybe get jailed for life, diba? Unless if you are a rich kid or a let's just say a kid of a freaky hello political. Unless if you're a rich kid, then please do not do that. Don't ever dare to have a breed with an animal in particular, not just dogs though, but even cats, rabbits, and other animals. So that is why, we are so committed to, here at the Kuromatoki platform, that we are so committed with the our stands, diba? Our stands including animals. And that is why we wanna share to you all our stands by doing charities. For example, our recent charity project. I mean, there were recent charity activity regarding in the Poza First, ayun, ayun naman tayo. It should be serious, but you're nagbubulo ko. Come on. But yeah, no, seriously. We actually did a charity activity for PAWS, Philippine Animal Welfare Society. That's why it's called Paws Up for Lovers, organized by our friends from General Trendsetters. Make some noise for them! Shout out to the Vadings out there. I'm pretty sure you guys are listening to your Kuromatoki's interactive podcast. Thank you. And speaking of Janela, if you guys are listening to the previous episode, thank you so much for listening.
No battery.
Ayun. So you know we already shared a small amount, and the total is on the Facebook on our Facebook page, Twitter, on X, Instagram, and Threads accounts. Wanna see? You know, guys want transparency? There we go. It's on our social media accounts, and the total, which is 11,000 plus, including the 50 peso donation from our platform. So this is actually the Satan Side charity project for Jaya. Yeah, that we already called her Jaya from then on, during the recent cup sleep event. And we did that. We actually call her that from now on, and we already declared Jaya as a member of our extended family. The more the merrier. She's already in our extended fam, and we so happy to be part of this party. And that is why we already included her as one of the 6 milestone icons for the Your Kuromatoki platform. For the Your Kuromatoki platform 10th anniversary. And we actually already recorded her congratulatory message for the platform. Yay! 1 down, 3 to go. But whereas for Cure Sky and Wonderful, we're gonna make a fan art of them as for the congratulatory message fan arts. So we decided to do and unless we gotta give some commissions. But on top of that, we did it! We actually did it! We already recorded the congratulatory message, and I'm so excited to post it in our social media accounts. And we just gotta do our edit though. We're just gonna do our edit. And hopefully, that bago mag-POF, i-flex ko namin sa inyo yan. With the congratulatory message with the instrumental version of of Fire by Tari, which is also the official theme song, or rather our anniversary theme, 10th anniversary theme of the Your Kuromatoki platform. So yay, ayun. So yeah. So again, if you want to, okay, I'll go again. Before getting moving on, really, to our wonderful PreCure first impressions, I'd like to remind everyone, I am a gentle reminder to everyone that if you want to pet somebody, please do be a responsible pet owner, guys. Because mahirap talaga magiging pet owner. Speaking of myself, I think, and I'm sure, you know, these three. Uh, and I mean, no kidding. I'm not joking that being the pet of is it a joke? Hindi to joke to Nako. Mm. Please lang, please. Just for the love of God. Oh my God. Anyway, please be responsible pet owners, guys. And and please have some love and also tender loving care to your pets while they are still alive. That's all. Ayun, so let's okay, so where else I? Oh, before anything else, I'm going to cordially announce my lineups. I don't know lineups for Volcom. Ay, hindi. Actually, I'm gonna do a Volcom Pub Map sometime this week, as well as later I'm going to reveal my Pinoy Taco Festival 2024 cosplay lineup at the end, rather after the Yona S segment. So watch out. Please don't go away, guys, because it's so freaking important. Yan. And I'm gorgeously happy to announce that what will be, of course, besides fire. Wow, I'm so excited happy to announce both. So, na later, guys. So anyway, I think our guest is already na po. I'm pretty sure they are so ready to flex up for the our ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and gender fluid people, let's welcome to your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast. So, what should we call you?
Call me 5-1.
Okay, 5-1, everybody! Woo!
Hi.
Woohoo! Welcome to your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
It's one. I'm so happy to finally have a new guest in the vocal form after, oh my God, a month. So before we get moving on to our wonderful PreCure first impressions, I just want to ask that how do you get into PreCure?
How did I get into PreCure?
Yeah.
It's actually a bit of a funny story. I first discovered it like back in the 2000s during middle school for a theater project. We had to look up random fictional houses on the internet and make a story out of them for a script writing class. And through some Google searches of anime houses, I actually, at the time, came across a picture of Hanoka's house from Futariwa, and I watched the first season. And then when college came and the pandemic hit, I started watching Glitter Force actually on Netflix, and then I found out about the rest of PreCure, and I started watching that.
Ooh, interesting. So what was the first PreCure season that you watched in a regular basis?
What was that?
Well, your first season, rather. Your first PreCure season, whereas it aired, rather.
When it aired?
Yeah.
Well, my first season was ironically season 1, so I guess 2004.
Ironically speaking. So, it's also the first season that I came into PreCure. There's a sort of entry back when I was in high school. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's been a very long time, and I've been a PreCure fan since 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm becoming a kind of little veteran in the fan community. And my first season that I watched as I aired was Hard Catch. It was a very crazy but amazing season, and it had a bunch of top tier cast. So it's pretty obvious that High Catch was the first season that I watched regularly. And since then, I started to watch the season. I was able to catch up Max Heart to Fresh, and as well as the first set of movies, and even all the first All Stars movie. Wow. Well, because I mean, you might say I'm getting
very
old.
nice.
I'm getting old in the fandom though.
I feel you there.
So, do you have a favorite cure?
What was that one?
Do you have your favorite cure for each season?
Like overall?
I know the
Every
per
single
season, every season, per season rather.
Um, okay, I guess my favorite in the first season would have to be Nagisa.
Oh,
Because
the
I
OG.
kind of relate to her on the just wanting to be asleep a lot.
Oh my god, yeah, I think kind of related to Nagisa, and she's obviously did not just being the original leader, but also very the OG athletic one. Yeah, you might say.
Mm.
Who else? It's kind of tough though. There are 82 main pre-cures and counting though.
I know, there's a lot. I guess for one thing I can list off my number one favorite cure, who is I know she gets a lot of hate in the fandom for her personality, but ironically one of my favorites is Milky Rose, actually, from Go-Go.
Oh yes, the first main mascot that became a cure, and yeah, no, seriously, I like Kuromi from being sassy as hell. Not gonna lie, I mean, but also there was there was something behind it, and when we
Exactly.
that is why, and you know what's well, like her relationship with Karen was super adorable, very wholesome, and even in the Otada Preacher spin, was becoming more becoming better than ever. I think now that there are dots, and Kuromi's.
They really did her right. They really did her like the perfect way in Otona, because like when she first appeared as a character as Milk, she was a brat. She wanted all the attention around her, which is understandable because Yes5 honestly portrayed her that like a little kid almost, like a little sister type figure. And then by the time Otona came around, she was actively trying to be the one to make Nozomi's wish come true, for her to actually be with the guy she likes.
It's very ironic because she was worked as a employee, a company employee, which is I also currently work with, but a bit unlike Kurumi, I'm more on a administrative department, whereas Kurumi is more on the secretariat stuff. She's being a secretary. Why is Kurumi so related to everybody, especially in the workforce? Like, especially in Otona, like, they're very, why are people are so mean? People are so mean. Like, yeah. But as Rose, she was so bad. She is a freaking hella badass.
Wait. Hang on 1 second. Just for a second, please. The audio.
All right.
I have to retry the headphones. Just give me 1 moment.
Yeah, we're talking about Rose. Yeah, with Kurumi.
She really is like a great character overall. Like I said, she was introduced at first to be like this sort of antithesis to Nozomi. Like where Nozomi was like kind and always trying to do her best.
Mm.
Milk was introduced to be like the bratty one. Like she wanted everything at once, wanted all the attention
No,
of her.
I'm just laughed
She
about Milk when she was when she first appeared in the Yes 5 season. Like, how good this. Yeah. No,
I
but no,
know.
but I began, but as time goes on, I began to appreciate her as a character and as a cure. I love her for being again very badass, sassy mascot. Being the first mascot that became a cure, like, very
I know.
understatement. But you know, without Kurumi, we wouldn't have Ciel and Tsubasa-kun. You're right. Being, Kurumi walks so Shell and Tsubasa-kun can run and fly. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or in his case, attempt to fly and then fall off the hill. I love that scene.
Well, who else about besides Rose? Who is your other favorite
And
cures?
it's funny too, because as a cure, Kurumi is like, as Milky Rose, she's not what you'd expect a pretty cure to be. Like
She.
like as Kurumi, she's always so talkative. As Rose, she's always so quiet, but she's always so focused, head first on the mission. Heck, the as the All Stars movies show, she can literally form an entire crater with her fist.
Yeah, we already see that in the earlier All Stars movies, and where is it all the? Okay, so I'm resigning, and I'm gonna be the prime minister of my home kingdom, and that's the end of her career on Earth.
I know.
And just
love
like that. Yeah. Who else besides Rose? Who is your other?
On her boss's face was priceless.
Okay, so besides Kurumi, do you have your other creators from the Reira production area? From you say Healing Good to Wonderful.
Hmm.
What a tough, very tough, isn't it?
I'm sorry, my audio cut out weirdly. I was trying to speak and it was like blah. Can you repeat that question?
Do you have your favorite other creatures from, let's say, Healing Good to Wonderful?
Yes. In Healing Good, my favorite is Asumi because I relate to her being so curious about literally every last thing ever. And I always find it funny because she knows more about the magic portion of it than the earth portion, which about normal for the magical world cure, but it's like she takes it to a level that's just hilarious, and I love her for that because she's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, I mean, she's a wind spirit, and she's not getting used to, Earth culture and the costumes and stuff, and want to do too much focus on latte. Well, but on the top of that, I really like the relationship between her and latte, and to expand Nodokachi, because I think for me that both Asumin and Nodokachi are like sisters. No, they are like sisters to me.
They're so sweet too.
Yeah. And what about who's your favorite? Yes, go on.
What was that?
Do you okay from Tropical Rouge? Who's your favorite?
Tropical Rouge?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Manatsu.
Oh, Manatsu! Wow. Why Manatsu?
Honestly, she's out of every last pretty cure in the franchise, Manatsu is the one I relate to the most. She wants to do literally every last thing she can get her hands on. She lives for the excitement of not knowing. She loves the sunny days and beaches. She loves seeing her friends happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the entire franchise, the entire season of Tropical Rouge, we see her start out as the new kid, like in
Mm.
your typical 2000s movie. And then we watch her grow from that silly girl into like this mature superhero
Mm-hmm.
who adores her friends, adores her. What they aren't like Tropical Rouge is like the season I can attest to the most, where they're not just friends, they're not just classmates, they're like a found family.
Oh yeah. I mean, what I think a lot, what about think about Matsu is super hyper. I think she has a super straight, as obvious, and I think the relationship with Laura was, you know, very up and down. Up because they are so adorable to watch, and down because they had a forgotten childhood past, and it was so sad. You know, get
I know.
I get the feeling that what the heck. I was when during the entire course of that season, my brain went, oh my god, how did they
I know.
how
I remember when they first revealed that they had a forgotten past. I cried because it was like so sweet, and then it was like so sad because to either of them, the person they connected the most with just forgot about them.
I saw this is why.
Like
Mhm.
Timanatsu, her first friend, forgot about her.
Mhm. It was so sad, and that, oh my god, that damn memory forgotten much was really ruined it just ruined everything. And
I know.
yeah, and they had to restart all over again, like from the very beginning, but as grown-ups.
Mhm. Which
And
I honestly think is a testament to their friendship because, like, Laura found her way back to Manatsu, like, basically 3 times. She always made sure that, yeah, she always knew Manatsu was a dummy, but to Laura, she's her dummy. She's her best friend. Like, she's someone she can rely on. She's someone she trusts easily. Manatsu even promised that no matter what, whether Laura decided to stay on land with them or go back to being a mermaid and become queen, that she would support her decision even if she forgot about her.
yeah, that's a testament of being the bond between those two. And I think there are among my favorite PreCure duos ever. And it's just as wholesome
Same.
as let's just say Mira and Rico, or even the first
Okay.
two the first two duos,
Of
yeah.
course.
And the duo that came after them, which are Sorachi and Mashiron. No, let's just talk about it later. So, what about in Delicious Party? Who's your favorite among the four cures in that season?
Ooh, Deli Pod, this is a good one. Kokone, definitely.
Oh, Coco P.
Um,
Why Coco P? Why do you like Coco P?
well, I love all four, but Coco P, like, I relate to her so much. Like, I know what it's like to go into the new school year at a school I've been into all my life and just wanting to make friends that year. I know what it's like to try and change my opinions so that they'll like me. I
Hmm.
know what it's like to keep some opinions to myself so that I won't stick out. Like, and then watching her grow as a person, going from like this shy rich girl into being more outspoken, more bold. I mean, by the end of the season, we even see her becoming like good friends with the 3 girls she first set her sights on before Yui came into the picture.
Hmm. So our what I like about Kokopi is the they began to she slowly began to become the person she is now, and Yuri Pron was the one that pushes everything from Kokopi herself, and later Ran, and then Amanen, and but of course we all know what the heck happened to her, and being brainwashed by the Bundurugan and stuff. And then to a little extent, the Maripe and Takun. Well, although Takun was more all kind of, kind of more the serious thing, but
Oh, poor Takumi. Takumi tried so hard that season just to be heard. Like, I remember at the end when Yui says, let's go out together, and he's like, together? And then the others show up and he just sings like, yeah, every time.
So, but a little side note though, I already have the Black Pep plushie in my room. And I bought it from a con, the con that I recently attended.
Oh, that's cute. I actually have a Black Pep plushie in my own room.
Yeah.
He sits right next to my Cure Precious plushie.
Oh my god!
I'm like, if I can't make them together in the series, then the plushie shall hold hands.
No, they cannot be separated. Precious and Black Pepper cannot be separated. I even cosplayed Black Pepper, too. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I also a cosplayer.
Very nice.
Yeah. And what about in Hirugaru Sky? Who's your favorite?
Ooh.
What a tough question.
Easy, actually, L-Chan.
Okay. Who is it?
Majesty.
Oh, I love Elle. Why Elle? I also love her so much. Why?
Well, first off, who doesn't love a cute little baby?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can anybody look at anime babies and not think, oh, they're so cute?
Yeah. She must be protected at all costs.
Yes. I also love that throughout the season, unlike most fictional babies, we actually see her grow up, really. Like, yeah, it's only like a year, but we actually get to see her in, like, all these different personalities. Like, every day she's switching between, like, we first see her adoring Sora because, well, naturally, Sora saved her from her captor, so she feels safe with her. And then the minute she learns that she can start getting her whatever she wants as a baby, she starts to use that to her advantage, and she proclaims to anyone that doesn't give her whatever she wants that she hates them. And I just love that. Because I was the exact same way as a baby. I was always, I want this, I want that, I hate you if you don't give me that, Mom.
Yeah. Elle kind of reminds me of my younger self. My younger self was like that, being kind of spoiled. I get what I want, blah 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 blah, until and I think something that reminds me of my younger self. But behind the adorable stuff in Elle, there is something that's really not quite good because of the backstory between Elaine. It's kind of sad though.
I know.
And I think that
I remember that.
Yes, go on.
I remember that, like, I saw that episode and I cried because, well, first off, it was so unexpected because, well, usually with PreCure, what we get is, like, like maybe a misunderstanding between the villain kingdom and the hero kingdom. We never expect, like, a casualty like we got with, like we almost had with Kaiserin. And we never expect, and it's like, on Kaiserin's side, she honestly went through, like, thousands of years believing that her father, her entire kingdom, fell because of Elaine. And on Elaine's side, she believed that the one true friend she had just began to hate her for no reason.
That's the reason why, that both Elaine and Empress Underg are actually friends, like from the past, but Scarehead ruined everything. And Scarehead ruined everything. And when the realization when Elaine's life almost came to an end, and she used all her powers just to create the majestic curriculum, and as well to give birth to Elle using her magic. That time, and we learned
Oh,
about that
definitely.
novel, or rather, Cure novel was her real mom. I mean, Elle's real
I
mom,
know.
and I was shocked to learn about it, and this was the first time that a legendary Cure has a daughter, who is also the main Cure. Like,
I know, which was epic.
I was surprised, but
Like,
fortunately though.
there's been theories about it. Like, there was theories about it in previous seasons with other legendaries, and then there's the
Mm,
reincarnation route, but this is just a whole new topic, a whole new version of it, which I think is a very unique take.
mm. Because last year, speaking of uniqueness, that we had Sorache being the first blue and otherworldly leader, and we have Mashiron being the
I
first
know.
part otherworldly cure. You have Tsubasa-kun being the first main male cure, and Agiha being the first
Mm,
actual main adult cure. And we have
I know.
L being the first actual baby that became a cure while still being a baby and having a different form, a different shape shifting form. And that's
True.
one of the things about Hirogata Sky. And I mean, the bonding between Sorachi and Bashiron has been to expand it about L. I'm becoming the reason why L was becoming a brave person that she has now. And
I know, because it's like she sees these little figures in her life. She wants to be more like them.
hmm, that's what I'm thinking even after Hiragawa Sky ended, and the reason why that Majesty had not only inherited her real mom's powers, but also the combat skills coming from Sky, and then the gentleness and kindness coming from Prison. That was the main. I mean, they pretty remind me much of,
Hmm.
you know, of Miracle Magical in Felice. Whereas in Felice's case, that it was the incarnation of Mother or Papa, and there's some sort of connection. Very cool and very coincidental because they were in the same team in All Stars F, which is like okay, we had two daughters of the preacher duos in the same team, which is well very interesting. At least interesting.
Hmm.
And I like that, Oh, and then speaking, I want to segue. So much like Black Pepper, I also cosplayed Majesty. I just debuted her recently, probably a month ago. Not go, yeah. Are you shocked? Are you surprised that I'm also a cosplayer?
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that some people have recognized L, and it makes me warm, and um, something that this was it sums up. I honestly, to be honest, the curators are my primary favorites in the show, but I have a special place in my heart to the mid-season cures, particularly the
Hmm.
recent ones. Oh my goodness. I really like all the cures, particularly the
Hmm.
mid seasons, and I thought that they are so special to me as well, and they are all related to me as well as a person. Oh, in different ways, and becoming the person that I am today because of them.
Hmm. I
So,
like to think of it like that too. Like people don't think these shows can influence our lives.
mm, yeah, they're all heroes to me. They're all heroes, and
Hmm.
okay, so I have given it soft hours here. So Okay, we are moving on to Wonderful. And who's your favorite among the four?
That's a very easy one. My favorite is Komugi.
Oh, my Komugi. I love Komugi.
Um, they, well, first of all, she reminds me of my own dogs. Like, always wanting to be with the person you care about the most.
Mm-hmm.
Always wanting that attention and affection.
Mm.
And I honestly find it funny that even though her human form portrays her as like a fully grown teenager, in reality she probably is only like 14 in dog years or something. When judging by her personality, she's most likely like a little baby, like a puppy.
Now, I also relate to Komugi though, and yeah, I also relate to my own dog as well. But probably speaking, but since my primary favorites are the leaders, I can attest that I can relate to her. I want attention, even though not in the too much, not too much though. I'm kind of more on the mixture between her and Iroha because on Iroha's side, just I I love animals. I love other living creatures, and they're also adorable. Even the scary, kind of scarier ones like the snakes and something. But um, like I'm kind of related to Iroha as well, and I can empathize that these two are eh, just adorable. Okay, so okay, now we are moving on to Wonderful. Okay, so but okay, one more question before we're gonna really moving on to our first impressions. So, do you have uh, a PreCure merchandise with you? Do you have
What'd you say?
do you have a PreCure merchandise with you in your room?
Um, oh, definitely. Where do I begin? I have tons of PreCure merchandise, actually.
Can you give me share it
I have,
to us? Come on, you have to share so that our listeners can of course
I have, eh,
have to have it jolted down.
can you repeat that?
Yeah, can you share some of your prized possessions so that our listeners can jolt down one by one?
I have lots of stuff here.
Oh, even the rare
I
ones.
got, I got the plush. I have a bunch of stuff. I have plushies. I have, one of these is actually very cool. I have the crystal ball toy from Maho.
Oh, Kathy, the magical crystal. Lovely. I love Kathy.
Mhm.
What else?
I'm, I, I have the Kudurun toy, the talking Kudurun plush, because that is like the best plush ever.
Mhm. What else?
What'd you say?
What else? Come on, you have to share with me because
Okay, I'm thinking, oh, I have the Echo Decor.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Are you there?
Yeah. What else?
Cool. So, let me think. There's the Echo Decor. I have a little star color pen stationery around here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have the Dream Pendant from the Healing Good movie. I have I have the entire Yes 5 set of pre-cord dolls, like the little chibi dolls with the clip-on clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh my god, there are a
I
lot.
have some of the yeah. I even have like the old fifth anniversary figures that from Go-Go that were made to promote the fifth anniversary. Like I have Black, Bloom, Dream, and Rose.
Mmm. Amazing. Wow. That would be a lot. So okay, do you have? It's the real. Okay, it's the real
So,
deal.
what was the
So we at the
first,
moment our first
what
impressions about
what
wonderful
changes
PreCure. So
that you've
what was
noticed
your reaction when
on the
the
wonderful
season
season
was
compared to the previous
first
ones?
announced? Like the gambles and stuff.
So basically, what makes this season different from the others in terms of like new things?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the most obvious would be this is the first season where we start out with the mascot becoming the first cure.
Yeah. Being whereas you know, as I said in our year opener video, that Komagi is the first non-human cure leader, actual non-human
I
cure
know.
leader, and he I mean, originally
Like
an animal.
non-human or like non-fairy
Mm-hmm.
even, because like there's a bunch of different cures. There's a bunch of different fairies. Really, she's like the first cure to be not human, not a fairy, and not from like a human from a fairy world even.
No, very surprising because you know, as I said, that whereas Sorachi being was the first blue leader and the otherworldly one, Komagi was is the first non-human cure leader, and very surprising that now the
I,
current leader is a dog. But also, it's also amazing, huh? It's very amazing, to be honest.
very, very amazing indeed. It shows that PreCure is taking more risk with their characters that they'll know we like.
Hmm. And what else could that be besides wonderful? We have Chirnyami or Yuki. So we're gonna be talking about Yuki later, and what all the stuff here. So what? Okay, well, let's start with of course our wonderful pun intended leader, which is Komugi. So what is your first? What is your first impressions about Komugi?
What'd you say?
So okay, so what was your first impressions about Wonderful or Komugi?
So my first reaction to Komugi?
Yeah.
I loved her from the start. She's so adorable.
Mhm. What else?
Well, I remember when it was first, and I remember when the first few leaks were coming out, and they showed Komugi's plush leak, and I remember joking with my friend saying, watch this little adorable dog become the main leader of the season."
Mhm. They already joke. They're not, and you're not joking about it.
Hmm.
it,
It's not the first time PreCure has made a joke. My father called me the PreCure psychic.
mhm. Mhm. Yeah. It's really crazy to know. I'm no, no. I'm getting used to leaders. They came out in the first episode, and but the Wonderful's so different. I might say it's very. I could not. I want to endure. What are some sort of flashbacks of becoming, talkative dog, being a dog. It was so real. But I know I'm the person. No, personally, that I got to use it on Sky because as we being the first, the only otherworldly cheerleader, but with Komagi, wow, it's a different level though, and I totally like her debut as a cure. It's just so. It makes me. My brain makes me want to play with her, and I too. Not gonna lie, but in episode 2 was, my God, here we go, the sad story, and we all know that Komagi was once a stray dog. It was just so sad. I my I don't know. I, as a dog lover, it makes me want. It was so sad to see Komagi like that,
I know.
and like Santoro abandoned from the original owner. But when Iroha came into her life, and she the one who saved her and the one who took care of her when she was injured, and it's just I I would want to bear to see them suffer,
I know.
and the reason why Iroha wants to be a cure is because she wants to be with Komugi. That was why. Oh, well, speaking of Friendly, what do you think about her so far?
I love her. Like, you know how it's so silly and lovable, and as Fundy, I love that her main goal is both to protect Komugi and to protect the Nigo animals.
Hmm.
Sorry, that they find as Garu Garu.
Yeah. Interesting that the gargoyles are kind really like animals in captivity, and they are really kind of resembling animals who are in wild, and they want to in chains. This is pretty interesting stuff. For example, the first episode with Mei, and Mei was the first victim of that said that possession. It was no wonder you're wondering the
Yes,
design, though. And when Mimi was saved,
I know.
and by Wonderful, and then he told Komugi about the existence of fractures and stuff, and unfortunately, both Komugi and Ira didn't listen to him. I was like,
I know.
and then
Poor
until
Mei, all he wants is just to be heard.
well, and then Satoru-kun joined the party, and that was so what. Actually, they're Mei called the two, and they're not listening about the sixes or Nico Garden and stuff, but yeah, Satoru was the one who really listens to Mei really seriously. I like it. I love Satoru-kun so far, and yeah, he's using knowledge, his animal knowledge to help to deal with the gargoyles and stuff. I like him so far. So we have more about Satoru-kun later, and what else about Iroha though? What aside from being silly and being cool as Friendly, what else?
As Iroha, I love that she's so silly. Like, she always wants, like, as Iroha, it seems that she shares the same mindset as Komugi, like walk, get easily distracted, walk, get easily distracted. She's like a puppy herself.
Oh, great Iroha. You are just like me. You're really just like me.
Mhm.
My God. You know, but as Friendly, she was so cool. She's so cool so far. So
She really
yeah,
is.
yeah. And what? Who else? Oh, what about Yuki or Chironyami? What do you think about her so far?
Oh, I have a lot to say on this little cat.
Hmm.
First of all, let's discuss the obvious elephant in the room. She is a cat, so she does not care one bit about anybody but her owner.
Mhm. What else? What else?
Um, well, I noticed that I know it's an anime playing up the trope, but she's so sassy. Like if Mayu even gets out of line or panics, Yuki just slaps her like, "Get those thoughts out of your head, girl."
Oh dear Yuki. She will not be a sassy and a
Mhm.
snarky, the snarky cat who is full of mystery. But just like Komugi, she had a very sad backstory as a stray cat, and I could stand to watch her like that until she met Mario for the first time. Like
Definitely.
there they began to she was so Yuki was so reluctant to people, and then when she was saved by Mayu, and of course Yuki had endured the snowstorm, and of course when Mayu wanted to
Mm.
go home, Yuki was the one that convinced Mayu to adopt her, and
Mhm.
it was so adorable to watch. It was so sweet and very emotional.
I
Really.
know.
Mhm. But I think it's
And
a
it's such a sweet scene too.
mhm. And and there were foreshadowings going on with Yuki, because she saw Komuki becoming a human, or of course the Gaga situation was there, and she saw Friendly and Wonderful, and Friendly and Wonderful, they find the Gargoyle, and that all leads to Yuki herself becoming a human and a cure at the same time. And very intriguing. I mean, it's been a quite long while since we have a cure who is intriguing and full of mystery. Because the last time that we saw that was back in Happiness Charge a decade ago. Oh, it's been a quite long time. Like, oh my goodness, a decade. Decade. Yeah. Man, I feel old. My goodness. I feel old and well, but at least we know what the hell happened to Yuki, and why she suddenly disappeared is because, well,
Mm.
she became a human. At the same time, she became a cure, but her firing style is way different from Friendly. I don't know, Wonderful and Friendly, because both are using the usual badass pacifist style to save the animals that became the Nico animals, and the Kiranin animals that became Garu-Garus, whereas
I know.
Nyami is
He just
using,
doesn't care is the thing.
yeah, yeah. Nyami on the other
But
hand, yeah, go
I
on.
can see why she used the force. I can see why she used the brute force method though, because as from what she sees, this monster went after her owner.
Mm.
So she feels a need to protect Mayu.
That's the one. That was what I'm thinking. That she wanted to protect Mayu from the Gargaro, and it really mirrored episode the first episode of the season when Wonderful saved Iroha from, yeah, Mei Mei. Mei Mei, who became a Garu Garu. I'm so sorry, Mei Mei. I really have to. But seriously though, she protected, Wonderful protected Iroha from yeah, from that his Gargar form, and using the Puni Puni barrier, whereas Nyami is using her own version of the move, and this time is protecting Mayu from the Ao Garu Garu, and which is mirroring the parallels but in different ways. And the sort whereas I mean both Wonderful and Yami have returned the favor to their owners, and but in different ways. And
No, like
mm, go on.
antithesis of each other, like total opposites.
Mm, yeah. And in that one episode when Komagi wants to play with Yuki, and Yuki's like, oh, not what you again? What the hell? You again? She wants to play. She wants to play with Yuki, and because she was lost. When Iroha was in school in that episode, and oh goodness me, she wants to play, and but Yuki said she was so annoyed that on Komugi's presence. Well, that's why they are totally opposites at each other. And what Wonderful said to Yami, that Yami was like, we want to save the creatures from being monsters. That and Yami's like, okay, I recognize your efforts, but don't get in my way. That's what she's saying. Like, oh my god, my brain went. Oh my god, oh my god, my head went exploded. Got exploded. Wow, she was, Yami was. Man, Yami is so amazing though. I can tell, but well, only time will tell if she gets convinced in whether she's gonna join the team. And because we still have Mayu yet to become a cure. And once what Mayu became a cure, I think she wanted to know Yuki about the importance of taking care of animals in a peaceful manner. So, okay, speaking of Mayu, what do you think about her so far?
I love her. Like, she's so shy and so sweet. I relate to her a lot. Like, when I know how it feels, like, to meeting new people. Like, going to a new school all of a sudden, meeting new people, being so shy about it.
Mhm. Mhm. And her relationship with Yuki was so adorable too.
Mm.
I
And
can.
it's so sweet because of how much she cares for Yuki. Like, Mayu is so soft-spoken, so quiet. But the minute you bring up that cat, she will go on and on about her.
Mhm. Oh, there are.
Which is probably the way Yuki likes it, because in her mind, she's all that matters to Mayu.
Well, she's always. Well, Yuki was like the one we want to one who said that Mayu is the one who saved her from being being reluctant to and being the one who saved the one who opened her heart. Yeah, somewhere like that. Whereas while Komugi thought that Iroha is the one who saved her from being abandoned, and the one who know learn.
What was that one?
Whereas Komugi, in Komugi's case, that to her, that Iroha is the one who saved her from being abandoned, or being left alone,
True.
and
It's really funny how the show accurately portrays like the difference between a cat and a dog. Like a dog will worship you. The
Mhm.
cat expects you to worship them.
Mm. Mhm. They are different backstories, but same with the same feeling. Man, man, why is this season so? We get all the feels so early, but we have to know. And I think there gotta be, they. I'm sure there will be some more in the coming episodes, though. Yeah. So we gotta moving on
Mm.
to the other characters. So let's start with Satoru-kun. So what do you think about him so far?
I love him. I love that he's like such a bit of a nerd. I love that. I love that he. I love that he is so outspoken, so kind, and so clearly pining for Iroha,
Oh.
who can just not be more dense about it.
Yeah. Yeah, as we all know, that Satoru-kun is not good at athletics, and he can easily tired. But when it comes to dealing with the Garu, he uses his animal knowledge and mix it up with his own tactics to
I
deal with the
love that.
Garu.
Like, we need more geeky characters like him.
Mm-hmm. If we compare to the past PreCure helpers, yeah, I'm looking at Seiji, I'm looking at Yui, and I'm looking at Black Pepper. So if we compare to the past helpers that I mentioned, I think Satoru-kun was is the one who who is really hands on and uses it to help the cures in the way in dealing with the monsters, in the case of the Gargarus. And he's the one who can use his style tactics to 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 get to push his cure teammates on a different scale. I like it. I really like him so much so far, and he's the one. He's so cool. I love him for being that.
He's like the same.
Mm.
I actually know somebody who loves him so much, but not as much as she loves Daifuku.
Oh,
And
Daifuku. Yeah.
that bunny is that that bunny is just so funny. He
Hmm.
doesn't even talk. All he does is just stare at us. But he has so many love. He has so much love from the fandom.
Mm. Yeah, I do really love Daifuku so far. I know he can't talk yet, just yet, but one thing's for sure to him is he's so adorable. He's just adorable. He's so cute, and actually from the judging from the things that we see him with so far, that he really cares about Satoru-kun so much. You know, wow. Whereas he when the latter is attempting to touch a Garuga head egg, and then Daifuku pulls him back to him, like he's really concerned
I
about.
know, like, like from what I see, Daifuku is supposed to be like the one that's like, you're supposed to be the smart one. Don't be stupid on me. I need you.
There are some foreshadowings going on between the two because um they're in the testing the waters era now because they already have merged so far as we've seen on various social media, and we see him with just same the same hella pattern as the previous mid-season cures. Yes, we've seen the same situation as them now. So well, let's start with Laura because we all know Laura has some merch, and the same goes with Amanen, and then L. Do you see the pattern here? I think I've seen that familiar pattern in Daifuku and Satoru-kun so far. And one freaking hella question that really comes into my mind, that are they gonna be cures? Uh,
I know, right? I'm hoping they do because I would love for them to be cures.
No, look at Wonderful Effendi. The pattern here. We have Wonderful Effendi, and then we have Nyami and Lillian. So why not them? The, man, I actually did the same question to Lamer to Majesty though, but with Daifuku and Satoru-kun, it is really possible because there are the foreshadowings. As I said, there are some foreshadowings going on on them in some episodes, like when Daifuku was detecting a garu garu from afar with his ears, and then like I said that he was so caring with for Satoru-kun by pulling out from the garu egg, and then as I mentioned a few minutes ago, that Satoru-kun using his animal knowledge with his tactic skills to help the cures deal with the garu-garus, and as well as the latter, of course, Satoru-kun does his physical strength he doesn't have any enough physical strength in his normal form. So I think when he becomes a cure, he might gonna do a bit faster. He has a super power strength, I believe, when of course Satoru becomes a cure. No kidding. Look at the pattern here. For me, it's about time for them to become our first man mid-season duo, and they really deserve it.
They do. They really 100% deserve it.
Yeah, we all expect. The upcoming merch will come out in May though. So, and as well, and I think that the upcoming vocal album was out, but unfortunately, Daifuku and Satoru didn't hear. But I think these guys in the staff team might may do an L. We remember when L was kind of almost left out, but and then until she got her own characters on the vocal best album. Well, I think that both for me, I'm manifesting that both Daifuku and Satoru-kun will gonna have character songs in the vocal best album next year. So I am thinking, well, and there's a pattern here. But first and foremost, they gotta do their character songs in the upcoming PreCure Live in October. And, well, the usual pattern. So once Maya becomes a cure, it's up to there's only one problem to solve that, and that is Daifuku and Satoru-kun. But I am thinking about what path Daifuku would choose. The style that Daifuku would choose when he becomes a cure. He's gonna be like wonderful. They repaying the return the favor by protecting his owner, and eventually becomes a cure in front of him, in front of Satoru-kun, or maybe like Nyami. Oh, very mysterious, or oh man, very mysterious. Suddenly becomes a human and wandering around the outskirts of the city as a cure. Which path Daifuku will choose? Well, only time will tell as well. As for Satoru-kun, it's really possible. I'm going to manifest, and I really hope that this too will be the next. And like, look at the pattern. The pattern is already here, guys. You know, the pattern is already here. You have.
What was that?
Look at the pattern, because Wonderful Creature is about the bond between humans and animals. So it's the pattern is already here. So we have Wonderful and Fendi, and Yami and Lillian. So yeah, so why not Daifuku and Satoru-kun join the party?
I agree.
So, speaking of upcoming episodes, what do we expect in the coming episodes? Of course, we still have Nyami to focus on, as well as of course the mystery between the Nico Garden stuff. So, what do you have any theories on what's gonna happen in the coming episodes?
And well, if I'm right, next episode would be episode 13, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, and this could be very wrong in terms of how accurate it is. But one of my theories is that, honestly, knowing how PreCure works, the girls will go on a very, very wild goose chase to find out who Niami is. Like, remember that one episode in Sweet PreCure when Hibiki and Kanade were trying their hardest to find out who the mask cure was?
Oh yeah! Oh yes. We were talking about Cure Muse, right? I remember. Yeah, I remember.
I have the feeling it'll be like that, but with animal shenanigans thrown in.
Oh my god, this is gonna be a riot.
Because who doesn't love shenanigans?
That's gonna be a riot. And it may take time before Mario step into the game as a cure.
Agreed.
And I think, oh my god. Of course, we have the wonderful PreCure movie coming out in September. But I think, oh my gosh, what do we expect? Is gonna be a single or so season movie, or is gonna be a collab between the past PreCure seasons, just like what Hitting Good and Tropical Rouge did before? Oh my god, I'm very curious. I'm very curious what's gonna happen. And oh my gosh, the manifestation begins for both Daifuku and Satoru-kun. I think I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure. This time, this is actually the 4th time that I'm gonna doing the manifestation of the mid-season cheers, because I already did that with Laura, Amanen, and Elb. So it's those two, those two bunny boys, our best bunny boys in the current PreCure season. So I'm sure my manifestation will be also correct. Yeah. So so before we have to say goodbye, do you have your social media accounts to promote?
A bit. I have a YouTube. I have a YouTube and a Pinterest and the like. I have a YouTube I can give you.
Mhm.
And a Twitter.
Yeah. Mhm. All right. So yes.
Did I say them?
Yeah. And do you want to you
Okay, so you.
go
Oh,
on?
sorry. What was that?
Yeah. Okay. Just go on. Okay.
Okay. So on YouTube, people can find me as Mikey Ann. That's MikeyAnn.
Mhm.
I do like little fun videos and stuff. And on Twitter, people can find me as PEHYAT123. I just post PreCure things from time to time, some Taylor Swift stuff, some Sonic stuff, all that fun stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. And do you want to give a huge shout out to your friends?
Hmm?
A shout out to your friends or your loved ones.
Of course, this is a little bit of a shout out to my friends in my different servers. One of my friends, actually, I want to give a big shout out to is my friend Maggie, who goes by the moniker of Miracle Clover in most servers. She's one of my good friends. She always has some great advice. And if you happen to hear this, Maggie, we love you. We all love you.
All right. The 51, thank you very much for taking your time to join our conversation. And I do hope that you can always come back to our podcast.
I would love to. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time and take care of yourself.
You as well.
Yeah, thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Yeah, pun unintended. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
And that was 51, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo! Hey yo, so we lost our audio a while ago. But here we go. Thank you very much for taking the time. And now we are moving on to the usual segment after the episode. Yona. Yo. Haha. Yo. Yay. Yona. Sorry. Ayan. Nawala din ang audio natin. So, we are already receiving your responses for our list. Yona asked, so what do you think about Wonderful Creature so far? So let's start with Rose Pal. Shout out. I'm loving Wonderful Creature so far, becoming one of my all-time favorite seasons. Then we have Warwick Studios. Hello, shout out. It's unique Wolf-tastic season with pets and they're always being the main theme. Komugi and Yuki are so adorable, and Mayu or Ichigo and Lotus 2.0. So yeah, Ichigo Minomiya and yeah, we all know these two are from Tokyo Mirror. Tokyo Mirror reference. So we have Yayoi. Shout out to them. Fun dog show is fun, accurate. And their girl Salem. Shout out to her. I loved it. It's so cute and fun, and I especially adore Komugi. Oh, are we all? And Blaze6, shout out. Yeah, hello Blaze. So it's fantastic. So far, the choice to move away from the fights in place of chases was so fun and creative. The characters are great, and I love this season. So we are done with Twitter. And what else? Hold on a minute, because I'm looking for some other response that I didn't make it to the screenshot stuff. And I think that hold on a minute. Hold on a sec. So we got here. Kuya Conrado says, "Can you talk? What is this previous season Ben's fighting?" We already said that in our conversation with 51. It's a more the pacifist stuff. Yeah, it's more the pacifist versus the brute forces. So we already discussed it about being the being wonderful friend or being the pacifist, and Yami being the brute one, the brute force one. So anyway, we already discussed, and last but definitely not the least, from Facebook, from our FB page. Here's Eliza. Shout out, Eliza. Okay. So, Wonderful Freakier has got to be one of the shocking Freakier seasons. The main leader is actually the dog, and I love Mayu's shyness. And it's been a long time since we've seen any green tears ever since Star Twinkle. The music is lovely, and I love the designs of the characters. I can't wait to see the other episodes once I get into my second year of high school. So, yeah, thank you very much. All yours for your responses, and until the next Yona ask. Ayun. So right now we're gonna moving on to my okay, so my Volcom lineup, it will be a Pumub style, unfortunately. So I'm going to reveal it once I'm gonna post it on my FB. But for the Pinoy Taco Festival 2024, yes, I'm very happy to announce that I'll be attending day 2, yo! Yay! I'll be attending day 2. And, because the budget constraints happened, so I'm gonna be on the only one that I'm gonna be attending for this year's period, much like last year. So last year I debuted Black Pepper, but this year is gonna be another comeback. Not necessarily a comeback though, but another set of comeback for our fiesta. And I'm going to reveal who I'm gonna cosplay as. So by the way, guys and girls, I'm gonna cosplay as Yuna from Go vs. PreCure. It's pretty obvious that the theme is Yume. Pun intended, mainstream. Pun intended. But seriously, from Godfrey, yeah, obviously the dream theme of Godfrey is so accurate for this year's theme. And I'm so delighted to say to you all that I'll be performing on May 4. And I'm gonna be singing 2 songs. The first one will be the Go Princess opening. Now, finally, I'm gonna sing Go Princess once again after more than a decade. No, last year was more reminiscing stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, more than a decade. So, yeah, almost a decade rather, sorry. And I'm very happy to know you all that I'll be seeing Fighter, which is the official song for the Kuromatoki platform 10th anniversary. Yo, ayun. So I'm so happy that YKP has been reaching the milestone. And yeah, I'm gonna be seeing Fire for the very first time in front of the live audience. Finally, just be very. My God, is so very accurate indeed for the anniversary year, and I will do a booth. Unfortunately, not gonna do. Oh, so sadly. yeah, I'm very happy to announce that I'll be seeing Fire in front of the live audience, and of course we gotta do it because it's our anniversary song, diba? So what else could that be? As for the YKP live post summer edition, I will let you guys know which countdown I'm gonna be held. Alright, so please keep in touch on all social media accounts, and as well as of course the updated Your Kuromatoki All Access, because we actually renamed it to just that in time for the 10th anniversary fiesta. And we please be patient for the Under Parallel Skies premiere night vlog. Alright, so yeah. What else? Oh, not at all as well. And of course, on the next Your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast, finally, we're gonna finally talk about again on the Eurovision Song Contest this time for the 2024 edition. What are our thoughts on the latest edition so far? Which are our favorite songs from this batch? And what could be better? Maybe, just maybe. And all those stuff was going on about Eurovision. So please look forward. And that's the time of all the help. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Sorry. Our flow is killing me. This is Yona signing out, and I see you all on the next Your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast. Stay safe, stay kicking, and stay awesome always. Bye.